Oh
Nah,
ya,
I got,
magma.
ya gue,
Astaga, hampir lupa.
ya udah ada ini gue apa? Udah ada drawing tablet.
Pen tablet, yes sir.
Yeay.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yes sir, yes sir.
New canvas. Boom. Nanti
Numpang
join
dulu.
aja.
Biar coba invite.
One spirit. Oh iya, invite dulu ya.
Invite.
Boom. Invite. Twice a shy. I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do
Mana?
you recognize me? Well, it's been here just
Mana ini?
to find. I am live.
Yes.
I'm
Mana sih?
finally in love. You never fool me again. But wasting love with the fire in the gun. A man go be a
Oh, the weather
oh,
outside is
now I
frightful,
feel
but the fire is so delightful. And this is
Berarti yang mana?
the place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it
No,
snow.
let it snow.
Oh, the weather is not mine, but the weather is so terrifying. And she's making it on down low. Let it snow, let
Let
it
it
snow,
snow,
let
let
it
it snow,
snow.
let it snow.
Udah gue lupa abis itu.
Okay, I'm live.
Iya, I'm already udah lah, I've been live.
uh, I
Yes.
mean, kan last
This
Christmas
was
I
the
gave you my heart.
year of the very next day.
You gave it away. This
This
year,
year, to
baby,
save
my
the
tears.
tears,
I'll
I'm
give it
giving to someone special. Mana ini invite ya? My God, where's the screenshot?
Udah,
Oh deal ini.
maka udah quit.
Where?
Belum kah?
Belum.
Boom. Invite.
There we
Udah belum?
go. Udah.
Oh.
Wait. Let me jajal dulu.
Keep my distance, but you still
Hmm.
catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's pretty. It doesn't surprise me. Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you. I meant it. Now I know what a fool I was. But if you kiss me now, I know you'd fool me again. Last Christmas, give you my heart, but the
The
very
very
next
next
day,
day, you gave it
you gave it
away.
away.
This year,
Yeah,
to
save
save me
me
from
from tears.
tears, I gave
I
it to
give it to
someone
someone
special.
special.
Yes. Karaoke coming 25, literally. Oh,
Got the room and the sun and your tired eyes
what, bro?
hiding from you and your sore eyes. I got that you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was shoulder to cry on. A face on lover with the finest heart. A man undercover, but you tore me apart. Oh, oh, now finally, now you never be again. Ayo mulai. Ayo bisik lagi. Gerah.
Bro, yes.
Astaga. Anyways.
Anyways,
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream.
imagine streaming.
No Minecraft today ya. No Minecraft today.
No,
Uh,
no.
today we're doing something that we have not done in a while. Soalnya minggu kemarin ya gitu
We
ya.
went
Oke.
Minecraft craze, yes.
Today we will be continuing SCP readings. SCP file declassification.
Yes,
I am
nice.
joined by my host and my co-host, the one and only Rana Red.
Yeah, wow, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
This,
sir.
the,
Okay.
yeah, the
So,
pre-stream went insane kita.
Briefly went dumb
With,
hard. Anyways, you still had some ini kan, you still had some SCPs yang kemarin belum sempat diselesain.
yeah, I got a
Apa?
couple
You
of
wanted to
them.
read them, cuman kemarin belum sempat gitu.
Yeah, we have agak kemarin I would say kayak a little too
Hmm.
much kita. But, well,
Also, chat, big news ya kan, big news.
oh,
Red finally has it pen tablet.
yeah, big
Yay!
dub. Oh,
Big dub, orang.
this dub. I can draw dumber now. Let's go.
Let's go. Oke. ah jadi oke mau SCP berapa dulu nih?
Not
SCP berapa?
we need to open the garbage bin first. we gotta
Oke.
we gotta
Hah?
check kita
Oh iya, the garbage
we
bin.
gotta check
Astaga, I forgot. Wait, which SCP is that?
here at
Uh,
7884.
7884. Oke.
Yes, yes, we gotta check it out. We gotta do randoms. So, I'll say this one.
7884.
I'll just go randomly here and this one. About that one.
Oke.
This one is.
Bentar. Let me open it. Let me open it. Hold on. Let me open it.
Okay, this.
Insert credentials. Open. Okay, this one.
Not.
Boom. Okay, I got it. You get something?
Let me see. What I got? That one? Sure. I got it. What you got? Oh, my one.
Berapa?
My one is 7
I
1.
got a tail. I got a tail.
Ooh, lovely. Kalau tail harus kirim link, I would say, but mine is easier. I would say
No,
7101.
it's not a tail. It's SCP-3125. Sorry, I saw the tails hub on the kiri atas. I'm like, oh, it's tail. Tapi I looked at the link and it's just SCP-3125. Kamu dapat berapa?
I got 7101.
7101. Oke, mau yang mana dulu?
I'll say 3125 first. Why not?
Oke. SCP item number SCP-3125 object class Cater. Special containment procedures. Oh wait, sebentar. Oh ya. Okay. Special containment procedures. SCP-3125 is kept inside Cognito Hazard Containment Unit 3125 on the first floor of Site 41. This containment unit is a 10 meter by 15 meter by 3 meter cuboidal room clad in layers of lead, soundproofing, and telepathic shielding. Access is through an airlock system at one end of the containment unit. This airlock is programmed to allow only one person to enter the containment unit at a time, and to remain locked until this person exits before allowing another person to enter. Under no circumstances may any coherent information be allowed to leave the containment unit. This includes written and electronic notes, photographs, audio and video recordings, sound, electromagnetic and particle-based signals, and PSI emanations. During the exit cycle, a purge system rigged to the airlock flushes the occupant's memory by flooding the airlock with amnestic gas for 3 minutes. A senior Anti-Memetics Division staff member must visit SCP-3125 every 6 weeks, 42 days, end of file. And then we have a password code.
Let's take a hazardous guess. 3,
3,
1,
1,
2, 5.
5. Denied.
9. Okay.
1111. 0000. Hah?
Let's see.
Apa ini ya?
10153. Nope. 3125
1, 2, 3, 4.
42. Oh, it's 5-digit number.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, there's a symbol every time you enter a
Oh,
password.
yeah. What is that symbol?
What is that symbol?
Gimana ya? How do we do this?
How do we do this?
How do we figure this out?
Let's see.
Oh, it's 55555.
What? Huh? Really?
Bruh, look at the top of the ini. Look at the top of the page.
Oh yeah.
Five, 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 five. Oh my god.
Granted. Easy. All right.
Okay, lanjut.
Mhm.
Item number SCP-3125 Object Class Scatter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3125 is subject to inverted containment protocols and is present everywhere in reality except for those places which have been specifically purged of its influence.
What?
Huh. The interior of Cognito Hazard Containment Unit 3125 on Site 41, where this document resides, is the only location in the world known to have been successfully purged in this way. Huh.
What?
Huh. This containment unit is a 10 meter by 15 meter by 3 meter cuboidal room clad in layer
Oh.
soundproofing material and telepath shielding access through an airlock system.
Yeah, I've heard about this one.
And
Oh,
this
wow.
airlock is programmed to allow only one person to enter the containment at a time and to remain locked until this person exits before allowing them to enter. Under no circumstances, oke ini sama kayak yang tadi ya. Uh,
Yeah.
an
I'll come back.
alternate SCP entry must be maintained in the main Foundation database, giving only the technical specifications of the containment unit. Provisions for a senior antimemetic division staff to visit the unit's interior on a regular basis, and no description. Description: SCP-3125 is an extremely large, sea-full,
Hmm.
uh,
Kereta? Nothing?
uh, it
30.
links to SCP-33.
Which is? What is 33?
Uh,
I don't know. Pulau. Nanti.
Oke,
Later.
lanjut. C full blank dimensional fractal topology attachment 13. Highly aggressive, anomalous, metastasized meme complex originating externally to our reality and now partially intersecting it. 3125 is adapted for survival in an ideatic ecology considerably more violent and hostile than our own. Here, air quotes our own refer to human headspace, the set of all ideas which humans have or are biologically capable of having. So the ini noosphere, ya kan?
I guess.
Because humans have no natural exposure to ideas as aggressive as 3125, human minds have no protective evolutionary adaptations against it. Individuals possessed by 3125 become incapable of entertaining weaker, air quotes, conventional ideas and become instead wholly bodily subordinate to the purpose of serving and disseminating the core concepts of 3125. In addition, although
Ooh.
undergoing no outwardly visible physical alteration, they cease to be externally recognizable as human.
Ooh.
Oh, 3125 is not yet entirely present in our reality. Upon its arrival, the highly interconnected nature of human knowledge exchange systems means that it will take no longer than 12 hours, possibly as few as 4 hours, to encompass, dominate, and replace all human thought. At this point, air quotes humanity as an abstract concept, along with all attendant abstracts such as civilization, culture, society, community, and family, will have ceased to exist. The Foundation terms such an eventuality as an MK class end of the world scenario. The Foundation possesses numerous proven techniques for arresting the spread of such aggressive idea complexes, but these are all rendered unworkable in practice by 3125's autonomic defensive response slash boundary layer. Fully assembling a mental picture of 3125 and perceiving its true shape causes 3125 in turn to be able to perceive the observer. It then attacks the observer, killing them. The mechanism of the attack is unclear, but appears to be at least partially physical. Quote, mental bystanders, individuals whose thoughts and ideas resemble those of the observer, are also attacked. This invariably includes the observer's entire extended research group and often their close family, parents, and offspring.
Mhm.
The attack has the net effect of erasing all knowledge both of 3125 and its attack from the world. This informational numbing effect performs a similar function to the anesthetic saliva of a mosquito's bite, enabling 3125 to evade detection prior to its full incarnation. Foundation staff discovering 3125 may be able to escape its attack via prompt use of amnestic medication to erase their knowledge of it. In either case, the net result is that the interior of a suitably shielded containment unit is the only location where it is safe to observe, record, or even acknowledge the existence of 3125. Outside of such a containment unit, a true written description of 3125 would constitute a lethal cognito hazard.
Mm.
3125 could be effectively neutralized using a machine proposed by the late Dr. Bartholomew Hughes called an irreality amplifier. See schematics attachment 129. However, as well as requiring tremendous material resources, this machine could not be constructed without its builders understanding why it was being built, which would require an understanding of 3125, which would prove fatal to the project. No means of neutralizing 3125 using only the resources in this room is known. History. Due to the described defense mechanism, 3125's observation history is almost entirely missing. In particular, it is unclear exactly how this containment unit came to be built and how these containment procedures were established. Much data
Mm.
has been accrued in this containment unit over the course of successive visits by Foundation researchers. This data was brought from the outside in the hope of being useful and left here in accordance with containment procedures. In addition to this database entry, the reader will find multiple electronic copies of the Foundation database, academic datasets of all kinds, and extensive public news archives. Okay, so it's like
Mm.
here, okay. As is to be expected, much of this data is not germane to the topic containing 3125. Nevertheless, correlation and analysis by successive visitors has allowed the following facts to emerge. Although 3125 is not yet fully present in our reality, its indirect effects slash foreshocks, for example, SCP blank 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 tapi ini aneh, SCP plus blank are easily discovered by any well-equipped memetics research project. Memetics research is today a much diminished science from when it was at its peak in mid 2008. There exist more than 400 institutions pursuing research likely to uncover 3125, including government agencies, military branches, private organizations, independent laboratories, university research projects, and notable amateur groups. Many of these were GOIs or internal divisions within GOIs. None of these groups still exist except the Foundation's Anti-Memetics Division.
Mm.
Almost nobody in the world is consciously aware of this decline, and explanations for the disappearance of these groups have not been forthcoming.
Ooh.
Simple deduction gives that all of these groups eventually discovered 3125 and were consumed by it, and that this is, in fact, the inevitable fate of all component memetics research. The anti-memetics division persistence is attributed to its specialist training and its ready access to reliable amnestic medication. Despite this, the division too has shrunk considerably in recent years, from a reported staff of well over 4,000 people in 2012 to, as of September 2015, only 125 staff members. This figure is on track to reach zero before the end of 2015. Over the same period, the division's physical worldwide presence has similarly shrunk, from a network of sites and smaller outposts on every continent to a single site, Site 41 in particular. The division's headquarters at Site 167 are now missing from the division's collective memory and presumed neutralized by 3125's concealment response. Addendum. Further analysis of the available data. Kok ini ada interview? Iklan kah? Oh, advertisement. Sorry.
Advertisement.
Further analysis of the available data, specifically architectural diagrams of Site 41, Attachment 38, indicates the existence of a second containment unit on Site 41 conforming to the same basic design philosophy as this one. This second unit, SO41B300000, was built 210 meters below ground level. It features identical broad spectrum information cladding but has more than 1,000 times the volume of Cognito Hazard Containment Unit 3125, along
Mm.
with an amnestic airlock large enough to ingest a 20-foot equivalent unit shipping container.
Ooh.
Information relating to the date of construction and purpose of SO41B300000 is absent from Foundation records and is presumed to have been deliberately erased. The unit itself is hermetically sealed and has been for an indeterminate period of time. Regardless of SO41B3000's intended purpose, it, like any such containment unit, is capable of acting as shelter from 3125. Addendum 2. Oh, ada lagi? Okay. And the rest, hopefully, is blindingly obvious. SO41B3000 was originally constructed to house a long-term project to construct Hugh's irreality amplifier. While that's been going on, the rest of us has been fighting an unconscious war in order to buy time. We have been losing, but losing as slowly as humanly possible. The time we have bought is now up. It's an extremely bad sign that nobody inside SO41B3000 has broken the seal yet. There is no ground left for us to see, and there are no more bodies to throw into 3125 Maw to slow it down. It's here, ready or not. I am going to go to ada ini lagi.
As
I'm
you can
going to go
see,
to SO41B300 and use the machine. I think I can get the information out through the airlock. I think I can get to the vault alive. This was the plan. It's become garbled in the retelling because of variables, but I know that this was my plan because I know myself. What else could I have been? Standard procedure is that I have to tell you what to do next if this doesn't work. That's the asynchronous research covenant. I don't have a good picture of who you can even be. Reading this and alive in your scenario, there is no shit. Hughes is missing. I'm dead. The site is ruined. How'd you even get in here? Can you be Foundation? Are you conscious? Is there a single word of this which you comprehend? You live in a world bathed with 3125. That's the last condition. I can't help someone who doesn't exist. Marion Wheeler, Chief of Antimemetics, November 30th, 2015. Addendum 3.
there's more.
I found your body. And finding your body was a powerfully disorienting sensation for me. I don't mind admitting, I used to know a Marion. During the brief period in which I knew her, she wasn't one to admit defeat as easily as you. Still, that was a long time ago. Far be it from me to tell you your business, but I fear you've missed a trick. From the evidence I can see, this was never the only anti-memetics division site. There were others. I can imagine they're now all effectively invisible to most passers-by. Of course, just like this one, but I presume that they, just like this one, still physically exist. Your plan, I think, was in place for longer than you know. And since you weren't at liberty to retain its details, you put it into action more than once. There is another vault fitting the description, truck size amnestic airlock and all. S16700016183. Site 167 is a non-entity, of course, which is most likely why you missed it. It's likely ruined and quite definitely a long goddamn way from here on foot. But still, I think it's better than half chance. I could die on this boondoggle too, naturally, as the world has become seething of a horror show of late. In any case, I trust that anybody following in my footsteps and reading these additional words will have this presence of mind to pursue the same basic strategy. Still existing despite everything. Adam Wheeler, Interloper, May 4th, 2017.
Awesome.
Interloper? What does
Interloper.
that mean? Okay, you wanna read the tale apa gimana?
I'll, I'll,
Ada tailnya?
I'll read the case of color green.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the same. Okay. Okay, it's the same in the same description. I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, SCP 3125. Blah, 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 blah. You're kidding. You're kidding me. That's the whole entry?
Hello? Right?
Yo, Wheeler?
No, you're Wheeler. That you itu masih kamu. That's still you.
Oh, that's the whole entry, Wheeler says. It isn't even the 50th strangest thing Pokemon has seen in the database. No, I think yang pertama
Oh,
Paul.
it's two people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yaudah, I'll be a Paul, you be Wheeler, okay?
Alright. It isn't even the 50th strangest thing Pokemon has seen in the database. But still,
No description, no acquisition report, no test log, no addenda, no clue who built the unit or when or how many times it's been visited, or who carried out the previous visits, or what they took in with them, or how long they were in there.
well, obviously, Bart Hughes built the unit, Wheeler says, and this cannot be denied. The man's signature style of containment architecture is recognizable a mile away. Sleek, white, plainly impregnable without the aid of extremely heavy tools. Also,
I think that's you.
yes, told me, which makes it at least 7 years old. That's 60 visits or more. I guess there's a good reason for the rest of those omissions. Anyway, Timer Watchdog says it's time again.
I don't like the idea of you routinely exposing yourself to a cognito hazard so dangerous that we can't even write the reason why we can't write it down.
Kim says.
Kim says, especially because it's impossible for us to recover any usable information this way. You're going to go in, be incommunicado for 2 hours, and come out a smiling amnesiac. What do we gain from that? It's just a breach risk.
Wheeler hears every word of this and elects to ignore it all. There's a vague shape of familiarity about the entry as written. There are few word choices which reassures her, in an intangible way, that it was written by someone who knew that they were doing this, possibly her. Kim's still talking.
We should just scrub that last line from the database entry. There can't be anything good in that room.
Wheeler puts her keycards in their slot. The airlock rewards her with the green LEDs and begin to cycle open. It's built as a slender vertical cylinder with a single opening. The entire thing rotates on its axis. Inside, there's barely any room for a single person to stand without their soldiers touching the walls.
What are you thinking?
Kim asked. Wheeler ducks to step in, turns to face him and shrugs. A stick of gum.
I can get you field gear.
Kim says as the airlock begins to rotate open again, emitting a low, quiet thrum solely from the as an audible warning that there is a machinery in motion.
We'll raid inventory. Give me 15 minutes and I'll turn you into a one-woman war.
If Wheeler says anything in response to this, it's cut off by soundproofing as the airlock rotates. Kim is left alone in the antechamber. He stares at the outer door for a worried moment. He presses his ear into the door for a while, but hears nothing. Not even a faint tremble from the airlock mechanism. Star. Inside, it's pitch dark for a few seconds. Then some unseen sensor detects Wheeler's presence and brings the fluorescents up. Half of them, anyway. The other remains inert or flickering aggravatingly. The room's interior walls are made from milky white glass, bulletproof, knowing hues, and plastered with paperwork, tape and blue tack in vaguely coherent masses, and where there is no paperwork, people have drawn directly on the walls in marker pen. There's a conference table, long and elliptical, covered with more paperwork and tangled with laptop computers and serpentine power supply cables. Power is returned to the machines and there's only booting. A data projector warms up and shines map of the world over the far wall, almost lining up with network scribbled indentation on the same wall. Post-it notes of all colors litter the carpet like autumn leaves. Other than that room is empty. Skimming the paperwork, we'll discover nearly all its handwritten and must charts the progress of conversation. Most of the entries are dated and signed, and most of the dates are weeks apart. The conversations are panicked and fearful, back and forth about dozens of SCPs, some of them anti-mimetic in nature, but none of them are obviously related to one another. None of the notes mention SCP-3125. The only name Wheeler can recognize is her own, which appears on 1 on 10 or 20 of the notes. The notes seem authentic and the handwriting is hers, but her notes also seem desperate and uncertain in tone as everyone else's. This unnerves her. There are diagrams on the walls too, which are too complex to decode at a glance, but complex enough to make her eyes hurt to look at them. Still lost for logical entry, point of data, Wheeler curses all of her predecessors. Asynchronous research, whereby the research topic is forgotten internally between iterations, and discovered over and over. It is a perfectly standard practice in the anti-memetic division. Her people... fuck, hang on. Gulo pa niya rin music. Baringot.
Oh, damn.
My god, hang on. There we go. I know I was missing something. Okay. Where was I? Anti-memetic division. And her people ought to be better trained than this. There should be no obvious signed document read first, which makes sense, and rest a primer. Marion, it's me. Wheeler recognized the voice as her own. She moves toward the table. She finds the laptop making a noise. There's a video playing, apparently recorded on the laptop owns camera in this room. The man Wheeler in the video is seated and looks unfamiliar in a way which takes one watching a moment to put a finger on. Not exhausted, not sick, not physically injured. She's seen herself that way before, in the mirror. If someone's willpower is gone, she's beaten. You've guessed already that 3125 is not in this room, she says. In fact, this is the only room in the world where 3125 is not present. It's called inverted containment. 3125 pervades all over reality, except for volume, which have been specifically shielded from its influence. This is it. This is our only safe harbor. The room represents the length and the breadth of the war. Every competent anti-memetic research project finds 3125 fingerprints sooner or later. It manifests in all over the world, in thousands of different forms. Most of them aren't even anomalous. Some of we already have cataloged separately in the main database. A very small number of them are even in containment. Impossibly virulent cults, broken arithmetic, invisible spider as tall as skyscrapers, people born with extra organs which nobody can see. That's the raw data. Those manifestations are troublesome enough to deal with their own rights. The villain video cast around. Pick up a bright green felt-tip pen and a blank piece of paper. She begins drawing to a shape which isn't visible from the camera's perspective, while still talking. But once you get a little further down the road, you start to see patterns emerging in data. You need to have the training in mimetic science, but once you have the training and you have the data in front of you, it takes the next little extra amount to rearrange those data points in the conceptual space and draw a contour through them. Those data points are points on 3125's hull. Those manifestations are the shadows it casts on our reality. You link 4 or 5 different SCPs together in a single shape, and you see it, and it sees you. She's still drawing. It's detailed. She doesn't look up, and her voice is distant, almost as if she's narrating the tail end of a frightening children's story. When that happens, when you make eye contact, it kills you. It kills you, and it kills anybody who thinks like you. Physical distance doesn't matter. It's about mental proximity. Anyone with the same ideas, anybody in the same headspace, it kills your collaborators, your whole research team. It kills your parents. It kills your children. You become absent human-shaped shells running holes in reality. And when it's done, your project is a hole in the ground, and nobody knows what 3125 is anymore. It is a black hole in anti-mimetic science, consuming unaware researchers and yielding no information. Only detectable through indirect observation, a true description of 3125 is, or even an allusion to what it is, constitutes a containment breach and lethal indirect cognitive hazard. Do you see? It's a defense mechanism. This information swallowing behavior is just the outer layer, the poison coating. It protects the entity from discovery while it infests our reality. And as years pass, the manifestation will continue, growing denser and knitting together, until the whole world is drowning in them, and everybody is screaming. Why did nobody realize what was happening? Nobody will answer, because everybody who realized was killed by the system. You see it, Marian? See it now. Wheeler is the core of foundation anti-mimetic science. She had all the raw data readily accessible. There are extensive written calculations on the walls, but she doesn't need to read them. She can do them in her head. All it took was a slightest push, the slightest suggestion. Staring through the laptop screen, her eyes wide and defocused, she understands how it all links together. She sees 3125. She feels dwarfed by it. She's encountered terrible, powerful ideas before at every level of mimetically and subdued them or even recruited them. But what she's picturing now is on another order of magnitude. What she knows to be possible. Now that she knows it's there, she can feel it cosmic radiation, boring holes in a world with thousands of manifestations, and freely laying waste to anybody who recognizes the larger pattern. It's not of reality, not of humanity. It is higher, worse place, and it is descending. The other Wheeler presents her finished diagram. She has drawn a mutated, fractally complex grasping hand with 5-fold symmetry. Has no wrist or arm, just 5 long human fingers pointing in 5 directions. At its core, there's a pentagonal opening, which could be a mouth. But the diagram was already there. It's plastered across the wall in the background of the video. Plain as day, a meticulous collage in green, easily 2 meters in diameter, and showing the same meme complex to 100 times the level of detail. There are smaller diagrams in different elevations arrayed around it, like spores. And its arms spread wide enough to surround the seated Wheeler, who sits directly in front of the mouth with her back to it. Wheeler, watching, does not realize this and does not turn around. How do you fight an enemy without ever discovering it exists? The Wheeler in the video asked. How do you win without even realizing that you're at a war? What do we do? 7 years ago, there are more 400 anti-mimetic groups worldwide. Government agencies, military branches, private corporations, university projects, many of them were GOIs or subdivisions of GOIs. We were allied with most of them, though we were at spearhead on an anti-mimetic coalition, which spanned across the globe and thousands upon thousands of people. None of those groups still exist. The last one ceased to exist sometime in the last 72 hours. 3 years ago, Foundation Anti-Memetic was an organization of more than 4,000 people. Now, it's 90. There's no war. We've lost this war. It's over. This is the mopping up operation. The only reason we still exist at all is because we have a better amnestic biochemistry than anybody else in the world. Because that's all you can do when you see 3125. Run away and try to forget what you saw. Seek oblivion in chemicals or alcohol or head trauma. And even that can't work every time. It's circling in. We made it over and over again and we don't realize it. There's no way we can stop ourselves from discovering it. We're too damn smart. She points at something at the wall, out of view of laptop camera. Wheeler watching turns to look in the upper right corner and there a constellation of dizzyingly complicated schematic, but Hugh's initial are on every page. There's a machine we could build. All it would take is 8 years. A lab as big as West Virginia and all the money in the world. Nothing that the O5 Council would blink at if we went them. But how do we build a machine without any of us realizing what it's for? It would be like building and launching Apollo 11 without a single engineer deducing that the moon existed. Logistics would be insane, but secrecy would be well past impossible. Someone would start asking questions, and then it would be over. So what do we do? Find another way, Wheeler says the unhearing recording. The fatalistic tone of voice makes her angry. What the hell's wrong with you? I could tell everybody to walk away. I could send a little message to myself saying, there's danger down this road, you should disband the anti-memetic division and pursue other projects, but I'll be suspicious. I'll start asking questions and then it will be over. Wheeler's now crouched in front of the video, trying to understand what she's watching. What's wrong, Marion? Are you okay? I could kill myself in here, the recording says. But my team would find 3125 without me. And then they had to fight 3125 without me. It's going to happen soon, whatever happens, in the next 2 months at most. This year, it will be over. I may die in here anyway. I'm on so many amnestic drugs that my endocrine system is shutting down. Taking amnestic at the same time is the chemical equivalent to trepanation. I don't remember the last time I slept without having a nightmare about Adam. And I'm starting to forget whether 4987 is a real thing or just a number I give to my life. You're not like this. Wheeler whispers. You're stronger than this. What happened to you? Who's Adam? I don't know how we survive this. I don't know how we win. We're the last one in the world. After us, there's nobody. Wheeler shakes her head, not believing it. So I'm done. I'm gonna walk out this door and forget who I am, and I'm going to be you, Marion. And you troll have to figure a way out of this, because I can't. She gets up and moves off screen. She can be heard breathing deeply. Her speech is starting to distort. God, my head's hurt. I think it's starting from the inside. There's a sound of door opening, and a piercing pulse of a sound and light, which terminates the recording. Wheeler stares at the dark screen for a long minute. She's never seen herself so weak, and it damages her ego a great deal to see that it's possible. She feels disconnected from what she saw, like happened in an alternate universe. She felt repulsed and appalled by the version of her, more so to know that the version is still inside her somewhere. It doesn't make sense. I'm looking at all some facts, but I made her give up. What does she know that I don't? Who was Adam? The answer to this question is so obvious and sickening that she instinctively distrusts it. She circles around the answer, probing it, trying to find reasons to reject it. But it's inescapable. Adam was someone she knew when the video was recorded, no completely removed from her memory. Adam was someone the thought of whose safety paralyzed her with fear. Someone in the same headspace. Someone she couldn't bear to lose. And then she lost. But what if? But how did the room get built in the first place? Anybody guess? Wheeler imagined Hughes building it was a proof of concept. Followed by a cascading series of lucky chances which led to becoming the war room. Someone discovered 3125 at random while sealed in the room. They wrote notes to themselves which set up a skeletal, external SCP database entry and the containment procedures. Most of the paperwork and the room hardware was left behind later by visitors. Could have happened. But what if there's another room? Unbidden, a cute factoid come back to her right then. 41 is completely vacant. In particular, 200 meters below 41, there's an empty heavy engineering lab, an underground complex the size of a hockey stadium, self-contained in a pristine condition, totally disused, sealed up, original purpose forgotten. Nobody has entered a living memory, but built who knows how many decades back by a dead generation of antimimetists. But if that's where we built our weapon, do I really believe I'm not that smart that my team and I had so much foresight that we got that lucky? She turns to look at the airlock, running the numbers in her head. Anti-mimic division staff, other than me, 38, 42 days until the next iteration. That's past the end of the year. It'll be too late. If I leave this room now, I will never be back. The plan I have now is the best plan we're ever to be. We're the last one in the world. After us, there's nobody. Kim is so deeply burned to work at his terminal, and the airlock is so quiet that he almost didn't notice when it started to cycle open again.
We need to check you for notes.
He begins, but then he sees Marion Wheeler curled up in the bottom of a narrow cylinder, panting as though she's finished a marathon run. Kim holds her hand out, but she shakes her head, electing to stay lying down, knees bent up to her chest, sucking down lungfuls of air.
What in the world happened in there?
Kim asked. You just need to breathe. Be okay in a second. Oh, I think I blacked out for a moment. Might have inhaled some. I think I'm okay. I remember the plan. Kim looks confused and worried for a second. Then they replace him.
You shouldn't be able to remember anything. What did you do?
Hit my head, Wheeler says, and goes back to concentrating on her breathing properly. She suddenly becomes acutely aware that Kim is effectively cornered. Disliking this configuration for reasons which she only gradually putting back together, she levers herself up to one shoulder and tries to stand. Kim's put a hand on her shoulder and pushes her back down.
You look terrible,
he says.
There's something on your neck. Do you see that?
He points at her throat and taps the same spot on his own. What?
On your neck. And if you've been infected by whatever was in there, we need to act quickly.
He reaches for his keyring and threads a Swiss Army knife and unfolds a short gleaming blade. He does this in such a methodical and orderly way that Wheeler almost forgets to react, where he leans down towards her to cut her throat. Almost! She grips his wrist. They lock in that moment. A tableau. She looks into Paul Kim's eye, but it isn't his eye anymore. She squints, wondering if she's making eye contact with it. But a hole in the space. She feels force bearing down her skull, trying to drill into it. But she knows it's a shape that means she can hold out. Maybe a few minutes. She had hope, prayed that Kim would not succumb so quickly. In a crazy little way, she thought she would be at least aside, a theatrical doubling down as his mind was wrenched out of his socket. Kim risks spasm as he tries to lunge with the knife. Wheeler has a tip glance off the airlock interior wall with a screech. They scuffle for an awkward second, then she boots Kim in the stomach with both feet, sending him sprawling in the antechamber. She launches out of the airlock. She drives him over to him, spinning away from the containment unit. She feels the 125 following her as she runs, like a spotlight. She hears the last crash in another part of sight as the first piece ceiling giving in. Oh, it continues. Oh man, it's gonna be long. Alright.
Okay, I'll read this one.
Your last first day.
Okay. Marion Wheeler is curled in the corner of Site 41's main freight elevator. Descending, clutching a shiny red ray gun almost as long as she is tall. The gun has a two tin prong instead of a barrel, and its stock is a weirdly asymmetrical mass of pipework. More like a Swiss watch or a small intestinal tract than a weapon. The gun is SCP-7381, and it comes from a long dead planet. Not too distant a planet. When all said and done, not too distant a planet when all said and done, which conventional astronomy has yet to observe. A tornado of violence and destruction is tearing through Site-41 and through the minds of everybody working at Site-41. Ceilings are being brought down. The site pharmacy is a sucking hole at the side of the building. The armory is buried. That's why she had to go through Area 09 and is now toting anomalous weaponry instead. The Anti-Mnemonics Division operatives she meets in the corridors are all broken. Some of them curled up and raving while their minds evaporate and they die one memory at a time. Some infected with a collection of ideas which compel them to shout guttural phrases in strange languages, and to procure blades, never guns, and work on those demented victims, and each other and themselves. Wheeler doesn't recognize any of these people. Their faces are all wrong, torn up with hatred and misery and vindictive glee. She's been trying to avoid fighting, but she's had to kill one man in self-defense, fired at his heart. SCP-7381 simply erased a half-meter wide cylinder of matter, removing his upper torso and lower jaw. He fell to the ground in 4 pieces. SCP-7381's beam is invisible, silent, and recoilless. It was like using a child's toy gun. Willis is petrified, but more than that, angry.
This is too much.
She says out loud, willing her heart rate back under control.
I can't deal with this. I shouldn't have to deal with this. It's my fucking first day.
But how much sense does that make? Wheeler studies her reflection in the dark glass of the elevator control panel, and she tours the interior of her own skull, examining her thought processes. There are hints there, which would be difficult to articulate to someone who didn't know her as well as she knows herself. She isn't thinking like a newbie, she's instinctively breaking the problem apart, the way an experienced Foundation operative should. Hell, a newbie wouldn't even know how to carry out a detailed psychological self-examination of this kind. A newbie wouldn't even think of it. A newbie would just suffocate.
The first thing it did when it saw me
She explains to her reflection.
was eat everything I knew about the division, and then everything I knew about it. If I had a plan, it ate the plan. But I'm still me, so I can come with the plan again. It's already right in front of me. I just need to see. If I were me, what would my plan have been?
She scratches absently at her left wrist.
Taking some hardcore monastic drugs would have been smart first step, I guess.
She mutters.
Reinforcing my mind so I can erase the rest of the step. Damn!
The nearest source of amnestic medicine is the site pharmacy, but it has already been destroyed. And in any case, the elevator is headed down away from it. No, stop. The pharmacy has been destroyed? How do I know that? Well, because she was there. She remembers finding the pharmacist crushed to death beneath a fallen medical cabinet. Her skull, an unrecognizable splatter of scarlet. She remembers the floor being torn away beneath her feet and only barely making out of that portion of the building alive. She remembers a modular package colored safety orange with an enormous black Z on it. Her heart nearly stops. At this, oh God, what did I do? She remembers the dozens of warning signs covering the package. She remembers the three-factor authorization procedure she had to follow to get it into the sealed container where it was stored. She remembers the centimeter-thick book of medical advisory information, which she discarded. And rolling her left sleeve back, she finds a fresh needle marked with a speck of blood, and remembers administering the injection. This was my plan? If that's what it takes, this is what it takes to fight 3125, I've killed myself. Class Z amnestics are the last word in biochemical memory fortification. Class Z amnestics permanently destroy the subject's ability to forget. The result is a perfect eidetic memory and perfect immunity to arbitrarily strong antimemetic interference. The dose is taking effect now. Wheeler didn't read the book because she already knew every word of it. She knows everything that's about to happen to her. She can already feel her mind hardening like steel and the developing
Yeesh.
symptoms of extreme sensory overload. She can see everything. There are extra buttons on the elevator control panel, the lowest of which the 30th floor below the ground level. She's somehow already pushed. The walls of the elevator are covered with graffiti scrawled by the desperate and dying, people whose conceptual presence was eradicated from reality years earlier by the Alistair Gray antimemetic kill agent, huh, reducing them to the level of ghosts. In one corner of the freight elevator, there is even a half corpse, unidentifiable, so many layers are removed from reality that not even flies can smell it. Its cells winking out of existence asymptomatically over the course of years. There is a fistful of tiny white worms exploring the floor of the elevator car near where she's sitting. Revolted, Wheeler shuffles back from them, shaking two or more of them from her hair. The worms are among the most widespread and successfully antimemetically cloaked organisms in the world. They are everywhere, in every biome, in every room. You can hear a long, alarming drone noise, a continual roaring which has the texture of ambient noise and is continually getting louder, as if it's been there for her entire life and it's only now that she's begun to hear it. It's too much data, too much sound, too much light. Having her eyes open is like jamming them full of needles. She clamps her hands over her ears and screws her eyes up. Even like this, she feels the vibration of the elevator's slow descent and the heat of the failed air conditioning and the movement of her clothes on her skin. And meanwhile, her vision I lost it. Oh, sorry. And meanwhile, her vision is flooding instead of with what could be hallucinations. The human sensorium routinely generates huge amounts of data, and the human brain is adapted to discard almost all of that data nearly immediately. Altering the brain's behavior to retain that data is extremely dangerous, even for very short time spans. Wheeler takes one hand away from her ear for just long enough to punch the metal wall of the elevator car, bloodying two knuckles. The pain gives her a focal point, a memory which screams a little louder than the rest, and she finds the plan. She doesn't remember it. She bootstraps it from first principles in a handful of minutes, just like she's done hundreds of times before.
I know how to beat
I'm
you.
no. You don't. The elevator stops at the 30th floor below ground and its doors grind open. They wait open for a long time. Further up the elevator shaft, there are distant rumbles of more parts of Site 41 being reduced to crumbs. Still crouched in the corner, Wheeler mutters,
3125 doesn't have a voice.
"Of course I do."
3125 is a five-dimensional, anomalous, metamorphosized mass of bad memes and bad anti-memes, everything in between stepping through our physical reality. It isn't coherent, it isn't intelligent. It can't communicate. This is an auditory hallucination.
You know what I hate most about you, Marion? You're consistently, eternally wrong, and yet you're still alive. All those lost battles every year of the of that entire lost war, but somehow you always cobble together enough dumb luck to walk away unscathed. The eternal soul survival. You don't deserve that kind of luck. Nobody does. While it's talking, Wheeler leans hard on the ray gun close to her feet. She lodges one shoulder against the wall of the elevator car. Still with her eyes closed, she braces herself and opens her eyes. The corridor ahead is empty. There is an airlock at the far end, this one large enough to drive a truck through. Built from ultra-toughened white metal alloy in Bart Hughes' established style, there's a panel beside the airlock. She closes her eyes again and hobbles forward, using the ray gun as a crutch, stretching one hand out ahead as her guidance.
Someone has to be the last. Someone has to be the best.
Kojima is dead. Their minds have been pulled out like eyeballs. They're hollow people with holes in space where their brains were. The war is over. Finally, it's just you, Marion. A division of one, dying from amnestic overdose. 200 meters underground, cared for by no one, known to exist by no one, up against an immortal, unkillable idea. Wheeler reaches the airlock and fumbles blindly with the panel until she finds a slot for her keycard. For a few seconds, it seems as if nothing is happening. Then a yellow light flashes, the numerous mechanical interlocks unlatch, and the door cycles open, with all the fuss of a flower's petals unfurling. Noise, Hughes always held, is a symptom of imperfect engineering. Behind her, she hears the freight elevator close up and return to ground level, and she knows that someone has summoned it, intending to pursue her.
Ideas can be killed.
She says, stepping into the airlock. How?
With better ideas.
As the airlock cycles close, so does the hermetic seal. SCP-3125 is shut out. If something can cross over from conceptual space into reality, taking physical form, then something can cross in the opposite direction. It must be possible to take a physical entity, mechanically extract the idea which it embodies, amplify that idea, and broadcast it up into the conceptual space. A bigger idea, a better idea, one designed specifically to fight 3125. An ideal, a movement, a hero. The machine Wheeler needs to build is the size of an Olympic stadium, and she doesn't have a fraction of the heavy numeric engineering experience to do it, let alone the material resources or the time. But she knows. Someone has taught her, she doesn't remember who, that an anti-numerics division operative is as good on their first day as they're ever likely to be. And the same must be true of the division as a whole. She tells herself, we what kamu yang baca deh.
We won this war the day it began, when we encountered 3125 for the first time. We built this bunker, but Hughes faked his death and sequestered himself here so he could work uninterrupted, while the rest of the division held on far as long as humanly possible. Buying time for this moment, I know this is what I did, because what I would have done. I'm the final component. He's waiting for me.
The space beyond the airlock is gigantic, structured and lit like an aircraft hangar, and filled with hot, stale, dry air. Wheeler, still mostly blind, stumbles forward across an expanse of more than a hectare of flat, dusty, epoxy flooring.
Hughes!
She shouts into the void.
It's time!
Nothing comes back but the echo. She glances up for a second. The space is empty. The castle-sized magnetic amplification-sized broadcasting units, which Bart Hughes was meant to be building, is absolutely absent. Hughes himself is absent. Maybe, kamu yang baca dong?
Maybe the entire machine is anti-magnetic cloak?
She wonders momentarily. It would be a smart way to conceal the operation even from the rest of the Foundation, but her brain is curdling in the strongest amnestic drug ever manufactured. There's genuinely nothing here. Almost nothing. At the center of the space, there's a small outpost, a group of trestle tables with tools and toolboxes scattered about the place. Parked behind it is an unmarked military truck with flat tires. On the back of the truck is a squarish machine the size of a shipping container, with unshielded wiring and exposed pipework, and a long cable leading to a heavy-duty control panel on the floor. To the untrained eye, it is not clear what the machine is designed to do. It's the antimemetic equivalent to a hydrogen bomb. The division's answer to a site nuclear warhead. Activated, it will contaminate Site 41 and everything and everyone on it with antimemetic radiation. There will be no Site 41 and no division afterwards. Nothing any of the escaping infectious staff did could have any effect on the real world. It's the wrong machine. It can't destroy or contain 3125 or even injure it. Or it can do is sterilize today's outbreak. The other symptoms will persist 50 or 10 or 5 years from now. Or maybe 1 year, or maybe tomorrow. 3125 will return, bringing with it its MK class end of the world scenario. Human civilization will be entirely eradicated as an abstract concept and replaced with something unimaginably worse. There will be no one to fight it. Wheeler leans there on the ray gun for a long moment, the pressure of information in her mind continuously increasing, reaches a point where she can't take it anymore and she starts to break. The Class Z has been in her system for long enough now that she knows that for a fact she has irreversible brain damage. There is no antidote. She'll be lucid for another hour, then spend the remaining 2 or 3 hours of her life vegetative.
That's right.
That's what she thinks.
It's
Almost
almost
a
early.
relief.
This is good. This is right. I've survived too long. I forgot what universe this was. For a while there, I thought maybe this was the universe where we win sometimes.
The agony in her head is like an ice axe now. She drops the ray gun with a clatter, sinks to her knees, lies down, and waits for either death or a better idea. A being superficially resembling Paul Kim arrives at the outer airlock door. It examines the airlock uncomprehendingly for a few moments, then finds the keycard slots. It hunts methodically through Kim's pockets, then remembers the keycard around its neck. The airlock cycles once more and not Kim goes through. Behind it, the freight elevator is returning to ground level a third time to fetch the rest. In the next room, the being which is not Paul Kim finds Wheeler, unconscious, with the ray gun dropped beside her. There is also a military truck, which it disregards. Not Kim lets its keycard falls from its finger and scoops up the ray gun. For a moment, it contemplates the unconscious Wheeler, then examines the gun itself, remembering how it works. It turns back to face the airlock and fires, punching fat cylindrical holes in the white metal of the inner door until it's gone. Then the outer door too, breaching the hermetic seal. A faint smile returns to Nat Kim's face as SCP-3125 and its familiar comforting signals flood into the bunker. A dozen more non-people are arriving by freight elevator, former Anti-Memetics Division bodies. I found her, Nat Kim calls out to them. It drops the ray gun where it's standing, as if it simply forgot that it had been carrying anything, and pulls out its knife again. Holds the knife between two fingers, in a casual, offhand sort of way. It was as if it were to hold a pencil or screwdriver. The infected non-people gather with Not Kim around Wheeler, looking down at her with alien expressions of disgust, pity, or malice. Why isn't she opening up properly? Someone asks. She can't meet them unless she wants the signals. Start with her eyes, says someone else. It'll make the rest of her easier to correct. Not Kim leans down to start work, then hesitates. Its knife a few centimeters from Wheeler's eye. She's whispering something so quietly that only it can hear her clearly.
None of this
Oh, so
happened.
quietly that only it can hear her clearly.
None of this happened, Paul.
She
You and I
says.
never existed. There's no anti-mimetic division.
There is a sharp click as the bomb finishes its powering up sequence. Nobody in the room can hear this but Wheeler. Nobody in the room can perceive the bomb but Wheeler. All they can see is an empty truck. The world goes black.
Yep. Lovely.
Damn, so they didn't win, yeah?
They didn't win.
Damn.
Hmm. Hmm. Bleak, bleak,
Oh,
bleak.
huh.
Boy. Anyway,
Damn. It's kind of, yeah.
it's kind of yeah. Well, how do we draw this? Kind of rough to draw something you really can't know.
Mhm.
I mean, even on the whole three tails, quote unquote, it's like everyone is just like it hasn't been described properly
There
because
is a direct sequel though.
is there?
Kalau iya, if you go to the Anti-Memetics Division hubs, uh, kan ini kita tuh tadi ceritanya baca ini, there is no Anti-Memetics Division ya kan?
Hmm.
And then there's 55555 by QNTM, which is a direct sequel to There is no Anti-Memetics Division. So there is
Hmm.
lanjutannya ada, lanjutan 3125.
Hmm.
But I don't think we have the time.
We don't.
We have to go lanjut.
Boy.
Oh, Adam Wheeler. Wait,
Hmm?
go back to the ini.
Oh, on the 3125? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah!
Adam Wheeler. Who the hell is Adam? Oh my god,
Hmm.
this is so deep. There's so much.
So much low.
Yeah, oh. Oh. Hmm.
Boy, 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 boy.
Hmm. Yeah. Where have you been all my life?
Yeah, so this is. So what we.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, lanjutannya. Iya, oke oke oke. So let's stop right here for
So it's
this one ya maksudnya.
yeah, we stop this part. I'll put a pin on it.
That's so good though. That's such a good story though. Holy
It's
shit.
a good. There's a long story, you know.
Yeah, I think gini deh. Next time, maybe we'll dedicate entire stream to reading everything ya.
Yes, we about learning what the anti memes are. Yes, yes.
Yeah, for now, what the hell do we draw?
I don't know. Fucking.
I'm gonna draw the fucking champion of a woman, the
Yeah,
fucking Marion Wheeler.
I'm gonna draw the description. I guess. Marion fucking Wheeler, man, the greatest character I've known.
She's the most badass fucking.
She is hella
Holy shit.
badass. Fuck.
Gila.
Bisa gue gerakin sih.
Ah.
Oh, I can. Okay.
How do I draw hair? I can't draw hair.
Good question. Oh my. Shit's fucking busted, yo.
Hey, Marion Wheeler. The most badass motherfucker I've ever read.
change the brush until like. Oh, yes, I can.
Wow, you're drawing the ini ya.
Yeah, the quote unquote entity.
Oh, salah. Mana yang kebuka? Oh, ini. Heads. Marion Wheeler.
Yeah.
He was a badass. Oh my god, you're drawing that so good.
The brush is good. This is
Yeah. The quote unquote entity.
the entity. It corrodes the person. That's all.
Damn. Okay, what's the other one tadi yang kamu dapat?
Oh, why that's this one's okay. The other one is 7101. Hopefully, it's not as long.
7101.
Yes.
Misfortune.
Is it? Oh. Alright.
7101 kan?
Yes,
Alright.
yes.
Go
Right.
ahead.
Notice from Solution Records and Records and Information Security Administration. Warning: the following file contains instances of unstable temporal anomalies. As such, the information presented may differ from contradicting itself in certain session. If you encounter any such instance, please perform a diagnostic in order to identify and solve the problem.
It's a coin flip. It leads to a coin flip.
Alright. Heads or tails? Let's see. Ah, heads. Okay.
I get tails. Or I get heads, I forgot.
But, bro. Alright. Item 7101, level 4 secret. Containment class Keter, secondary class Chikoma, disruption class Amida, risk class Warning. Special containment procedure. Ongoing efforts are being made to coerce the major world governments to minimize the number of situations involving important outcomes being decided by random happenstance, and including but not limited to betting on future events, all forms of lottery, raffle events, casinos, name draws, and other similar occasions, all of which have been projected to be outlawed by 2042. What?
Hah? Okay, nggak boleh gambling, I guess.
No, I want gambling!
No, nggak boleh.
Misinformation of campaigns have been established, targeting all cultural groups that in some way will elevate the existence of luck, effectively removing any traces of said concept. The etymology of synonymous words and replacing such concept and words with Foundation-approved semantics. A full audit of important Foundation equipment is to be performed once a year, affirming the stability and function of all such devices. Foundation personnel assigned to any important task are undergoing extensive training and preparation via the usage of simulation technology. Failure to complete an action is in a satisfactory manner is to be met with repeated experience of such technologies. A description: 7101 is a deific. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay. Alright, a Keter class today, huh? 7101 is a deific entity simultaneously presiding near all sentient entities, capable of warping the action, outcome, or reality of affected organism in their favor or in spite of them. 7101 is entirely invisible and intangible, however, may observe via minute traces of intangible invisible residues, 7101-1, left behind false effect, which is noticeable by steady manifestation of thoughts related to luck. in either positive or negative instance. Currently, 701's motivation, if there is any, are unknown, as 701 has been observed to have involved various objective groups inconsistently and contradictorily, with no known correlation between such events. As a result of this, has shown slight extreme benefit and inconveniencing with substantial margin of all sentient entity life. 7101 is intrinsically linked in concept of luck or fortune, which is superstitious for belief describing a random event that either favorable or harmful to an individual that occurs by chance, rather than by earning or choice. This belief has been important in human society, often being promoted in the media, culture, further exaggerating fucking 7101. Links to 6659. Okay. 7101 is intrinsically linked to a concept of luck. Wait, Uda. Additionally, instances of 7111 have been known to radiate more effectively around certain objects, are totemic to 7101, including separate rabbit paws, a clover with 4 leaves, shamrocks, horseshoes, Japanese mannequin nail figures, coins found on the ground, and gemstones of various kinds. Such items generally radiate beneficial in instance of 711. However, such item will cease all effects on individuals with higher cognitive resonance value (CRV) than 4.2. Discovery. Temporal anomaly detected. Please run a diagnostic before continuing this document.
Okay, whoa. Okay. Gimana?
Alright.
You do it.
Alright, I'll do it. Diagnostic. What do we got? We got tails. Okay. Tails. Alright. Tails. Offset 1. Tails. Incident report. Report 7001-0406-2023. Between 4/6/2023 and 11/6/2023, worldwide mortality rate rose by 26%, alongside increase in reports of missing children or animals by 42%, and 3 products of the differing brands were recalled for varying reasons. Incident report 7002-01/01/2026. An increase in discoveries of hostile anomalous entities, hazardous objects, and phenomena was noted throughout the year of 2025. More than were found in 2024, but around 12%. Additionally, the total estimated costs of containment for new contained anomalies increased by around 7%, resulting in several necessary budget cuts and cost-saving measures were being taken, including the closing of certain low-important sites, less funding being put into experimental scientific field, 6200, and additional privileges and responsibilities being placed upon the commissioning department, to account for this increase. Incident report 703-2809-2029. At around 9:12 AST PM, monitoring person attached to 0506 showed their heart rate drop to 0. Fatal. It was later found that they have suffered cardiac arrest while playing with their infant child in a clandestine safe house. Attempts to resuscitate them failed, as the on-site defibrillator were damaged, sometime prior awaiting replacements. Incident report 7004-0903-2032. At around 16:28 p.m., Site 19 was raided by the force of several hundred operative OGOY-006 Chaos Insurgency. Despite great efforts led by the on-site task force and security personnel, the site was lost to the group, and the majority of contained anomalies were either stolen or destroyed. The site was then closed after retrieving all possible personnel or items, which were then dispensed among other sites. Post-recovery, 4 members of the group were found to be within the facility. They were interrogated, revealing that the secret agent within the group was stationed in a separate facility and found a copy on an uncensored Site 19 dossier. After bumping into Site Director, both dropped their documents and the dossier were unintentionally switched in the ensuing confusion. Okay. Discovery. 7101 was discovered after notable increment rises in incident 2022 to 2032, occurring due to random chance led the Foundation to begin making more intensive observation of subject and places where such incidents took place. During this investigation, Director Roofhouse noticed a repeating factor in observing areas of interest, that is, mention of luck. In summing up such incidents to particularly negative instances of luck, After witnessing 8 instances of investigative personnel referencing this, Dr. Roofhouse found a correlation between those affected and their cognitive resistance value, CRV, being lower than 6. After contacting Director Natasha Stefanoff and the Department of Cognitive Hazard, the cognitive hazard were found to be in a localized exact area affected by 7101. Additionally, subjects possessing a lower CRV than 2.9 were found to rarely reference a personification of 7101, those being Lady Luck, Aaron Jesus, Misfortune, and more notably, Fortuna in these areas. In the reference of Fortuna led Director Roofhouse to contact Director Caleb Tannenbaum, which caused alarm in the Department of Second Resurgence events. Oh wow, there is a lot of... Okay, footnote. Ini kelewatan berarti I think number 1 or whatever. Fortuna is a Roman deity of luck and fortune. Tannenbaum is Department of Applied Technology head, privileged head tactical theology pre-crusade campaign at 2032. Second Resurgence of Fen is the Crusade campaign 2022-2032, a period in which deific entries and icons from various cultural mythologies manifested, requiring incredible joint effort from the Foundation and the GOC to conceal, contain, and neutralize such entities, which was only heightened after the usage of Absdrldale, which ABSDRDL, which is, oh my god, a bare-barely sub-reality deific entity identifier, a notably crude construct used to be confirming a deific statues and origin input entities and phenomena. Return indefinite result. 7101 was later differentiated from Fortuna in 2035 when no tangible source for 701's effect was found, which differed from Fortuna's physical body, acting as the origin point for its anomalous phenomenon. All data of the 7101 then compiled in 2036 and procedures were devised to put the place in the same year. Anomaly detected, diagnostic. Your turn.
Big money, big money, big money.
Big money, I want hits.
Big money.
Big money. Oh, okay, Tails. Offset 6. Tails. Note from Director Roofhouse. Good day. Currently in my most belief that 701 presents an unmistakable threat to the personal life of all organism, and I mean all organism. This threat, I believe, is unencumbered by our current protocol set in place, which has caught 7101 effectively free roam to do as she pleases. This can be visualized by incident report dated before containment effort began detailing mortality rates increasing by around a quarter in a week. Another describing the tragedy of Site-19's downfall, both being attributed to 7101. This alone should have resulted in a harsh containment measure being enacted, some incredible act that shields the people from their effect, or the final measure. But as of yet, that all has been put into place by making everyone forget about luck and limit areas where she could be interject herself into someone's life. To be honest, I failed to see the fruit of this action. In a separate project I've been working on, I witnessed an engineer fall down a set of stairs. She broke a bone or two, but survived, unluckily. Another time a breach occurred, 3 dead, unluckily. And just last year, an audit found a number of discovered anomalies that year to be 38% non-hostile, 21% neutral, and 41% hostile, which is comparison to the year before this increase of 6%. Unlucky. She is still actively affecting reality, which directly contradicts the meaning of containment. We are learning next to nothing about from her. Ultimately, I believe the best option that we have is neutralize 7101. I will begin consulting outside departments for help in this matter, and seek approval from Director Calvin Bolt for termination of 7101. Good day. Oh, there's 2 meeting. Okay. Right.
I'll be the other people, you be Roughhouse.
Alright, I'll be Roughhouse. Overview, Directional Staff Meeting regarding 7101. Date, 11th of September, 2039. Okay, in attendance, Director of Pen and Roofhouse, Project Lead, and Director Calvin Bolt, Department of Decommissioning Head. Begin log. Within Director Bolt's office, both parties are present.
So it's omnipresent and omnipotent.
Or something like that. She generally affects people in ways they don't like. Mostly little, like changing the pattern of traffic lights to inconvenience someone in particular. Or influencing the bus driver to take off just before you can get there. However, a more notable event would be directly sabotaging a Foundation project years in the making.
What?
Ford technician was handling an important piece of Project Defocus, and despite following procedures and being uber careful, they all somehow fumbled and dropped it, breaking it. Nearby people thought it was as unlucky, all lower than 4.2, no less.
I see, but how precisely are we supposed to neutralize this? Or why should we neutralize this at all? Is there something wrong with the containment protocol?
Hmm, I believe so. Since the protocol was set in place, the severity of our effects, that we know of, has seemingly only increased. I do not believe that we are currently doing this in Penny 701 at all, allowing our free reign to meddle with everything and everyone.
Right, but how are we supposed to neutralize it? If anything, it sounds like a phenomenon which would present much more difficulty in doing so.
Wouldn't that fall under your jurisdiction?
Yes, however, this entity appears poorly understood and exists outside conventional decommissioning tactics.
You mean you can't burn it?
I mean, how are we supposed to neutralize something we cannot see, we cannot touch, we cannot prove actually exists except for people thinking luck when they see something lucky and or unfortunate happening? In fact, I'm relatively concerned this isn't an anomaly at all. It's just coincidence.
You want an example?
Sure.
Director Roofhouse stands up before opening the door and allowing D-class subject in the room. Dr. Roofhouse removes a knife from their sleeve, two rabbit paws, two horseshoes, a four-leaf clover, and a blindfold from their pocket. They place the horseshoe and rabbit paws around the D-class, place the clover in his hand, and look towards Dr. Bow.
What are you doing?
Just watch. Dr. Roofhouse is looking at Dr. Bow with D-class behind him. They toss the knife over their shoulder in the direction of D-class. It passes by his shoulder, falling to the ground behind him.
You missed. What does that prove?
Observe. Dr. Rouse removes a 6-round revolver from their sleeve, inserts a single round into it, spins the cylinder, and hands it to the D-class.
Hey, hey!
He's under some drugs and cognitive hazard. Don't worry. D1142, place the gun to your head and fire. D1142 complies. Nothing happens. The doctor takes the revolver, spins the cylinder, instructs D1142 to fire upon himself. This repeats 11 more times. Pretty damn lucky.
Well, damn.
Need I continue?
I'm still mostly not convinced, but even if it is real, I don't believe there's much I can do about it right now. I could defer you to another department for better containment, though you and Tannenbaum should already be at the forefront of the situation.
I see. No thank you, Paul. Dr. Roofhouse makes a sound belief to be chuckling.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I remember a certain phrase. You might know it.
What?
You know, fortune favors the bold.
How long have you been finding that?
How long have I been playing that? Good day. Dr. Roofhouse and the 1142 leave the office. Alright, and then Tannenbaum meeting. Alright. Di atas. That is. Alright, that's an interesting show of 7101. There you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright. Directional staff meeting regarding 7101, the 12th September 2039. I think next day, yeah. In attendance, Director Penn and Roofhouse, 7101 Project Lead, and Dr. Caleb Tannenbaum, Department of Applied Theology Head. Begin log.
So, rather than explaining how 7101 could potentially harm people, you decided to get a Class D to try shooting himself?
He didn't believe it existed. A better way to prove bullshit luck than getting someone gamble their life with Russian roulette.
This does not prove anything. You could have rigged it.
Yeah, but I didn't. Anyway, I told him about the focus. I told him that basically I'm contained, and I told him it's getting worse.
Before shifting that focus onto what basically was trying to kill the Class D, really, you could have not screwed up that interview more.
Oh, but I could have. Anyway, talking didn't work. I suck at word mouth. Let's write up the proposal thing that Threat 7101 proposed and turn it in.
He did bring up a valid point, though. What do we really know about this thing?
She's a deity. We can't see her. She creates goop that people think it's lucky.
But why?
We don't know. But besides, the intention is irrelevant. Her actions are harming people.
We should look into what it is before taking action. I mean, what if killing it turns out to be a mistake?
I can't see how it would be.
Exactly. We do not know what we are dealing with, and it may result in us being worse off than before.
And what do you propose us we do? Research isn't getting us anywhere, and neither is containment.
Take up Director Bolt's advice. Consult more departments. I represent the Department of Theology, and this one has me stumped. Maybe folkloristics?
Maybe. I'll get some people together, see what I can do.
There you go. Now I'll be off then.
And I'll be assembling some people. Good day, Caleb.
Good day, Pendant.
Director Tenenbaum leaves the room. Well, shit. And load.
Diagnostic time!
Diagnostic time! Me time, me time.
Also,
Morning.
I'm really sorry, tapi, I think this is, cuman bisa ini deh, habis ini. Like, if this is a long one, I think this is the last one because I can't go more than jam 10 buat streamnya maksudnya.
Alright, no, if not.
So, I do apologize.
Yes, we got tails. Alright.
Again?
Yeah,
3 times? Whoa, wait a minute. Astaga, makmanya aku tutup. Bentar.
I know, right? Okay, that's odd,
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, okay, Tails. The document was written after the original was lost. As such, displayed information may be inaccurate or incorrect. Efforts are being made to recover a lost document regarding the anomaly. Mariah Jones, Director of RISA. 7101, Level 3 Confidential. Containment Class. Tiamat. I think that's like a couple level above. Okay.
Yeah.
Disruption Class Amida. Risk Class Critical. Safety Combat Protocols. Operation Black Cat. Efforts are being made to minimize the number of scenarios wherein an outcome may be decided partially or entirely based on probability. This includes gambling of any kind, draw, sports, event, casinos, and excessive warfare. A worldwide stipulation is to be made, including instructing elderly civilians over the age of 65 to maintain a secondary individual nearby, in case of emergency. Public events within an area smaller than 300 square meter having a maximum occupancy of no higher than 70 individuals. Events with different units are to work off to this metric. There is to be a maximum occupancy of 35 passengers aboard any and all aircraft and 80 aboard seafaring vessel. Additionally, no aircraft may carry cargo exceeding 200 kilograms and ships 820 kilograms. At this time, space ventures are not to be attempted. Biannual inspections are to take place within all foundation systems, structures, and equipment. The number of inspections per year may increase based on the importance of properly functioning technology at a given time. Increased financial or other forms of support are put into researching, developing, and protecting people, healthcare, and prevention, science, and institution. Efforts are to be made to mass-produce copies of 500, which are to be dispensed to the public. Should development of harmful illnesses or mental handicaps reach unacceptable levels, at this point in time, should it occur, will be decided by the Ethics Committee, along with the current project level. Efforts are to be made to implement this protocol with the public without arousing suspicion, which will require extensive fabrication of various purposes, which, according to analysis, may set humanity's progress back and will delay further progression by around 61%. Description. Oh shit. Okay, this might be the last one.
Yeah.
7101 is a phenomenon occurring in an instance of availability pockets of probability that causes affected subject to experience additional hostile, unfortunate, or otherwise unfavorable circumstances. The exact mechanics of how this process occurs is unknown. Since this discovery, there has been major rise in diagnosis of various life-threatening illness, accidents, or of any nature occurring. Newborn children found to have various handicaps, malfunction with architecture, electronics and other systems, and the general global death toll. The typical instance of 711 may be observed as an individual being located in an environment that, at the current time, is more hazardous than it is regularly, a higher concentration of subject experiencing a hazardous scenario that usually results in injury, damage, or termination, hazardous events such as fires, earthquake, or gas leaks occurring near individuals with disabling handicaps, sudden development of natural disasters such as earthquakes, tidal waves, hurricanes, tornadoes, drought, or floods. Personnel that are usually well trained and or equipped may make increased number of mistakes. Recorded instances of this include the individual known as 0504 had entered an alleyway only to get killed due to botched robbery. A pipe within Site 17 burst within server room 4, resulting in mass flooding of the room, 3 other server rooms, and the loss of 4.082% of Foundation records, including all files were previously associated with 701. Oh, how convenient.
How convenient.
A 6.4 scale earthquake occurred in Reliquary Site 27, which heavily damaged several sections of the facility, including the cafeteria, dormitories, and infirmary. And the personnel were killed during this, including Director Caleb Tenenbaum, head of the Department of Applied Theology, who had been treated here for a previous injury and believed to be caused by an effect of 7101. The complete annihilation of newly reformed site of High Brazil caused, what is that? State of High Brazil? What the? No time.
Yeah, it's a state. It's a state.
Okay, no time. Caused by earthquake, fires, poor weather condition, and ill-appropriate trade options. See Incident Report 7004. Okay. The failed termination of 7101 resulted in deaths of Director Penn Roofhouse, the previous head of 7101 project, and an unknown number of individuals. See Incident Report 074. 71011 is a humanoid female entity. Oh, hell yeah, we got someone to know. Details about it or its relation to 7101 are unknown. 7101A is a specially modified AB Scrodel device whose purpose as being able to locate 7101. Though how it was achieved is unknown. It is currently deactivated and inoperable. Incident Report 7074 1511-239F. Okay. Footage recovered camera attached to a tree in the forest outside Area 55. Begin log. Camera begins recording in front of the Dr. Roofhouse. Their hand is removed from the camera, revealing that there be forested area, with a device appearing to be modified Abe Scrodel. Various runes are depicted on the ground, circling the device. Rolling. Right. Well, good day, viewer. I'm Penn Roofhouse, overseeing the extermination attempt of 7101. I have not told anyone about this, but if nothing really happens, we'll all just destroy this footage and move on. Dr. Roofhouse moves out of view before returning to with a document. So, I started thinking about Fortuna or Tyke and thought about their relation to 7101. They were their respective culture personification of luck, and were able to locate, identify, terminate, or contain both of them. So why not 7101? I've been having researchers Pepper and Fallen have another look at how we were able to trace Fortuna, and found that her action would leave something behind, sort of like 7101. Dr. Roofhouse began interacting with the device. So, Technobabble aside, Dr. Roofhouse looked into the camera. I found a way to locate 7101. Bro is literally an influencer. What is Bro doing?
Yeah.
Dr. Roofhouse began removing several objects from the cloak before rearranging them in a pattern around the device. This might be a little bit much, but I haven't really tried this before, so let's hope for the best. Or, good luck, I suppose. Dr. Roofhouse removes the phone from their coat pocket for calling what is believed to be Dr. Caleb Tenenbaum. They begin chatting, though the conversation takes place outside of microphone reach. After hanging up, they approach the machine and activate it. They take a step back as it begins making several sounds before turning to the attached screen. I think it's working. The noises emitted from the machine begin slowing quieted down. The Roofhouse look at the screen before looking at the two different documents. They turn and approach the camera. Didn't work. The Roofhouse tried to turn the camera off before hearing a noise from the device. They return to it. The fuck? The Roofhouse looks at the camera. Oh, gave the coordinates to Tyke. But now they're giving me the coordinates to the Atlantic Sea, Australia, and Germany? The device repeats the previous noise. New coordinates to Texan, Croatia, Sweden, and Pakistan? The machine begins rapidly repeating the previous noise. Oh, what the hell? The machine stopped, displaying the coordinates listed below. Beep 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 beep, 8L, beep 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 beep. The machine makes another noise. The Roofhouse began looking at the new coordinates and putting them in their phone. That's right here. Where is it? Why can't I fucking hover it? Alright,
Ah,
Alright. Dr. Rufus looks up their phone, observing 7,000, SCP 7,000, 7001, 2 meters away. Its face is partially obscured by a sheet. Hello? SCP, oh, it's 7101. What is it? I don't know. Mungkin typo. I don't know. 71011 is stationary and unresponsive. Hello? 71011 stares directly at Director Rufus, unmoving. Mate, you can't be here. This is government property. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. 71011 remains motionless. This is your last warning. Leave now. 71011 does not respond. Director Rufus begins approaching it before 7101A makes another noise behind him. They turn to view the panel, and a second set of coordinates, exactly identical to the previous noted coordinates, appear on the screen. Director Rufus was turned back to 7101, now seeing 2 instances where there was one. What the fuck? 7101A sounds off twice more before Director Rufus can turn to view it. I turn back to 4 71011 instances. Do you mind not duplicating?
Carlos Santiago.
What? It's silent once more. The device beeps. I'm not looking at it. The machine beeps again. Director Rufus pulls their phone out, requesting assistance from Area 55 staff. Just before they can say where they are, the phone dies. Just as 7101A sends up another alert. A rabbit is seen moving in the backyard. 7101A beeps again. A branch from a tree above the rabbit breaks and falls upon it, presumably killing it. Director Rufus turns in reaction before looking back at 87101A, 11 instances. That's a tad bit alarming.
Kurt Alexander.
7101A alerts. Is that your name? And what about buddies there? Have they all got names?
Peter Davidson.
7101A alerts. And I'm Penn Roofhouse. Now get out!
Alicia Gray. Samantha Lewis.
7101A alerts twice. What's going on here?
Angus O'Brien.
Alright. Director Roofhouse removed a revolver from their sleeve. All of you are coming with me.
Charles Vemhoff. Christian Kennedy. Hugo Sanchez.
7101A alerts after every comment made by 71011 instances. I'm warning you, stop this now. 7101 instances because citing different names. During this, an increased local emergency service call is noticed. The other Rufus begin backing away from the instances, walking out of the camera range, suddenly before re-entering sight. Visibly turned away from the original instances. 7101A begins alerting rapidly. Dr. Rufus begins firing at 71011 instances, which are now unknown number. A bullet pierced through the cloth, covering one's face. It reels back momentarily before returning to its original posture. The veil covering its face is lifted, and behind it appears to be a human face of unknown ethnicity, estimated to be 20 years of age, and possessing holes where its eyes should be. All 71011 instances begin citing various names at once. 7101A alerts rapidly. That's strange. The crowd of 71011 momentarily stopped.
Caleb Tenenbaum.
The crowd continues chanting names, noticeably faster than prior. Dr. Rufus begins firing upon the crowd, with each affected instant momentarily staggering before retaining composure. All dialogue during this time is drawn out by the gunfire. Gunfire continues for 8 seconds, ending when Dr. Rufus runs out of ammunition. At this time, both 71011 and 71011A are silent.
Tendant Roofhouse.
A meteor is falling from the top left to Kim's perspective, which crashed into the Director Roofhouse, killing him. The instances manifest. 7101A ceases all activity. End log. Ending 8.
Ending 8. Better luck next.
Better luck next time.
Huh.
That's fun! Wow.
Damn.
Damn, that's fucking fun. Oh my god. This is...
You wanna go through the other... sempet nggak ya? Kayaknya nggak sempet deh.
I don't think...
Sorry ya.
Yeah, this is something you experience once. That's so fun though.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. What do we even draw?
I want Lady Luck.
Fortuna. Fortuna.
Fortuna.
Lady Fortuna.
I want the girl.
Hmm.
Why? Why'd you do that?
Hah? I don't know. What did I do?
Nggak, draw gue nggak ada ya? Oh well. Hilang punya gue. Oh wait, gue hide. Bodoh. Did I? Why can't I draw here? Hang on. Wait
Is
a
your
minute.
color white? Are you drawing with white?
I don't think so.
Ya cek lah di color wheel ya.
Enggak. No.
Ah,
Kok gue nggak bisa ngeliat punya gue ya? Padahal ada di situ.
sama.
Refresh.
Oke.
Padahal ada di ininya. Oh, there we go. Bastard.
Oh, there we go. Wait, now I can draw.
Oh. Hang on. Yang berdua
Okay,
sekarang.
there we go. Bisa.
You know? Okay. Oh, I don't own a layer. Bastard. Okay, let me create a new layer then. Kayak ini hapus dong yang tengahnya nih. Fucking dumbass.
Oh,
How do we do this?
I can't. Oh, bisa.
Bisa. Kok gue gak bisa bikin layer lagi? Heran gue.
Ah.
Hmm.
Oh, very unlucky ya.
God damn it! Alright, oh ini dia, pencet ini dulu. Okay. There we go. Fucking hell. He killed by a fucking falling meteor.
What the heck? Oh, salah pencet. Man, we've been getting some really banger SCPs ya.
Yeah, it's always Skeeter, which is fucking hell, man. Can we? We got 3125, which fucking hell, and then we got fucking this, whatever this is.
Makanya. I'm gonna draw her with a 4-leaf clover in her hand. A rabbit's foot, actually. I'm gonna draw a rabbit's foot.
Okay, this sucks. Hang on, let me just.
A 4-leaf clover.
What do I draw? I'll draw Roof House getting fucking killed by a fucking meteor, I guess. I have an idea. So, this.
Lady Fortuna. Oh. Why can I not use penghapus?
E.
Okay.
Fucking.
I'm drawing misfortune as aku tulis I curse thee and then ngadep ke si ini.
Yeah.
Siapa namanya?
Fuck that. Oh my god, fuck that guy in particular.
Oh,
God, bro,
sorry,
stop.
I accidentally claimed your layer.
Bruh, stop claiming my layer. Leave.
Just double click your layer. It'll make it yours again.
I can't.
Double click aja.
Nggak bisa.
Okay, toh.
There we go.
I assigned it to you.
Thank you. Gak usah dihapus. Why?
Tapi I can't see it.
Hmm, serba salah.
Ya sudahlah.
Ya udahlah, that's good enough. Because the
I thirsty.
yes, yes.
I wanna color it actually. Bentar.
I color it. I can. Alright. I color the meteor.
Ya sudahlah, hitam putih aja gak apa-apa.
Malas.
Balai.
Also on time. We need time.
Yeah, on time. How do we save this again?
Yeah, download aja. It should be safe
Oh
di
ya,
artist.
download and then ini. No, maksudnya buat di post
Ah
ke
yeah,
ini.
download that. Hell yeah, this is this is dumb as
Yeah,
shit.
this is a bit this. Oke, gini. Kalau bisa minggu depan aku nanti cari waktu yang lebih kosong ya. Maksudnya kayak
Yes, yes.
biar streamnya bisa lebih panjang gitu. Sorry, hari ini cuma 2 jaman doang. 1,5 jam malah.
Yeah, yeah.
My bad, chat, my bad.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
know
we'll
that.
do longer content later ya. We'll do longer updates later.
I mean,
Ah,
we would do better, tapi kita selalu dapatnya banger terus.
ya masalahnya itu. We get ones that are like entire books gitu gak sih yang kayak
I would say kita will limit to one random next week. We'll see how that works.
ya let's do one random. Kalau pendek ya udah ya kan. Kalau panjang kalau panjang
Yes, yes.
we'll use the coin flip to determine ini ya.
Yes, yes. There are why kenapa feature tell-nya there are still human in Corning? What do you mean Corning? Maybe for next time.
Next time.
Alright. Well,
Alright, I think that's it from me. Thank you guys so much yang udah join streamnya. Again, we'll be doing this more regularly. Again, minggu kemarin karena lupa aja karena Minecraft moment.
Minecraft moment.
Don't worry, this will still be a weekly occurrence ya kan.
Yes.
Kalau bisa nanti lebih panjang ya streamnya. Maksudnya aku kan ini kepotong jam 10 ada something, so you know.
Yes.
Yeah. You wanna shout out anything, Red, before we finish? Oh ya, aku belum nge-link Twitch ngepin Twitch kami dari tadi, astaga.
Alright. Anything to ini?
Aha.
I don't know. Apa ya?
Anything to shout out at all?
No shout out. I want to shout out. I would say not really new, but newly discovered by me. Her new her new karaoke stream was banger and
Siapa tadi namanya? Kepotong di stream aku.
Nero sama.
Oh, Nuro sama. Oh iya, oke.
Her new what was it? Her new stream was banger. I just found one of her songs she sings and Chinatown Blues. Great song. Oh, you gotta check it out.
Okay. I will. Yeah, that's been it from me, and that's been it from us, your hosts today on weekly SCP file declassifications.
Yes.
I've been Solenoid McLovin, Rana Red. Oh ya, ini deh next time kita bikin ini yuk kayak gambar model kita pakai scientist suit and then
We gotta do
ada.
that. Yes.
Alright. That's been it from me. That's been it from Red. Hope you guys have a nice night. See you guys when I see you guys. Bye bye. Otsu.
Goodbye.